to a shitty stock stream. I'm sorry. We're living in historic times right now, so this is what I'm going to talk about today. I'd rather actually play games. I'll be fucking real with you. But I want to talk about this some more and what the state of things are and what's happening in the stock market. This is very, very different than anything we've ever seen, and I just want to make all the facts really clear to people so that they make good decisions in their life. It's it's a very interesting time. So you remember the old account that we've been looking at? Look how nice and fat she is. I don't f around, and I am winning out the ass on this. So again, listen to me if you want to win, and understand your risk if you want to do some of this interesting stuff that's happening right now. So and make sure if you do that that you're covering your possible losses at 100% with money that you've already earned, so that you're not going to be in a place where you're sad when this is all said and done. Because the drama that is unfolding right now on Reddit, it's not just trolls anymore. There's 5 million people on there trading a single stock, and they are up against ByteBinge and the mega banks who are shorting the shit out of it. And it is a perceived value Emperor's New Clothes situation that has come to full fruition here. Look at GameStop here. We're going to look at it. It's right here. And here's GameStop. It's sitting at 265 right now, but I need you to look at what's happening to it. All right. This is today. Today, can I go big chart? Do we have big chart? We do have big chart. Ah, my fucking picture's in the way. So here's what's happened. At pre-market, it went up and up and up and up and up and up and up. And, well, no, at pre-market it went down. They're not showing pre-market because this fucking graph sucks. E-Trade sucks. But there's a lot of reasons that E-Trade suck. But this is one of the major ones. This graph blows. But anyway, let's go back. All right, so in pre-market, it went down, then it went up. Then it went all the way up to past like $420, which is a big deal at this point. And like you can hear a lot of things. I want you to know the facts about what's going on with all of this. It's crazy. You are up against forces you don't understand if you're deciding to do this. So went up and up and up and up and up. Here's the things that have happened that have caused this stock to lose half its value and gain half its value back, like over and over again today, and why that's happening. There's two forces at play in this case, and this is all worthless. Every bit of this is worthless. It's perceived value, but it's also legal value too. So it's technically not worthless in a different way. It's very interesting. So you have people who are on ByteBinge's side, which are the hedge funds and the banks who have put a lot of money into shorting this stock. At whatever level they chose to short it at, they've put a lot into it, and every time that it goes below and they cover that, they get money back. It is quite. I don't know what happened here as far as the short sellers. I don't know if they cashed out or not. I have no idea. But if they did, that could explain this. But what's happening to cause this dip is not actually. It's not what you think it is. It's brokerages and outside influences trying to stop that Reddit community from continuing its solid feeling. It's trying to break the users into panicking. They want to free these shares up so that they can cover their shorts. In this, yeah, I know that's the shitty thing. There's other things that are happening. There's trading freezes are happening. People's brokerages are not allowing them to buy it, which is fucked. Like, but they are allowing it to be sold. That's clearly fucked. I don't know how that's legal, but apparently it is. There's a lot of targeted things happening. Robinhood, who actually owns stake in some of the hedge fund that's losing all its money here, they stopped it. They stopped it so that you can't buy it. You can only sell it. So when you put a fucking investor in that situation, it makes them panic. And I mean, it makes sense. This whole thing is panic worthy. It's fucked up. But In this case, you have these people with these loans that they can't pay back, and then you have these Reddit users with this stock that they will not let go of. That is the contest. And there are a few people out there who own the stock who are panicking during all of this bullshit that's happening, and those people are selling it, causing these dips to occur. That's what's causing them, and people are short selling it too, which is stupid. You should not short sell this ever. Like, just do not. I can also tell you not to buy it, and that's pretty smart. Don't buy it unless you're ready to throw this money away. Throw it right away, right out the trash. But it's part of a movement. This is a movement trying to crush someone who made a greedy trade for too much when it was too low. And right now, the only prayer that these people have is that they can use institutions to shut these guys down. And from the look of it, it's not going to happen. It looks like they're going to maintain through Friday, and they are going to maintain this high price, and these people are going to end up losing. We'll see in the end what happens to Byte. That's really what it comes down to. It's what happens to Byte, because Byte's got interest in this. He's got a vested interest in this bitch. That interest is his 3K put options on this bitch being like 110 bucks or something, which seems like a pretty far cry now, but not when you look at this giant dip here. That is not a far cry when you think about it going from 400 to 200 in a matter of an hour. That's half. They could go from 200 to fucking 130 in a matter of a half hour as well. It could. So Byte could wind up on the positive end of this thing. It could. It ain't gonna happen. But he could. And he's already done it. He's got an option. So he's effed if he does, effed if he doesn't. He's effed. He can't exercise that thing unless it beats the strike point, or whatever point that it is. So that's, yeah, I know, right? You use Robinhood. You've been locked out of your ability to trade. And that is beyond despicable. And that makes me angry as a human being that they are allowed to protect their own interests in that way. And I still think it's illegal. And some people are buying on that dip, but it's hard. It's hard to trade right now. It's hard to load E-Trade. E-Trade, the website, crashed for hours today at various intervals. Absolutely crashed. Was not accessible. I couldn't trade AT&T. I couldn't trade Dick. All right? Now, the good news is you saw my portfolio. I'm fine. I'm not fucking around. But I am holding some of this stock. I did decide, after fully researching and understanding what this movement is and why these people are doing what they're doing, to throw some money away. I've already realized doing my way is to do this swing trading 5%, 5% thing and always take positive trades. That's what I've been doing during this. I have not been holding. I am what these people on Reddit call a paper hand trader. But not paper hands as in I fold and I scare. I don't get scared. I get money. But I am what they call paper hands. But because I made so much in the last week just day trading this, I have decided to donate some of those proceeds to this movement with what they call diamond hands. Diamond hands are a person who invests in the stock and then doesn't look at it regardless of this bullshit and does their job. Because I have a job to do. I have not been doing this. I've been training people all day. I can't do this. So I'm just leaving them out there. And it's a very small amount that I did. Because I do not want to risk a large amount of my money. Yeah, if I put my 60K in there and it doubled, I would have 120K. Also, if I put my 60K in there, this shit happened, I'm fucking out to $20,000. That'd be bullshit. So I'm not willing to deal with that. I spent too long building that fucking empire to fuck it up on this historic shit. But little bit is what they get. Of Diamond Hand, Jeremy Thorne, a little bit GME. I held through this whole mess. Still holding. I've got my 10 shares that I bought yesterday in the middle of the night, the fucking aftermarkets. I did it out of fucking solidarity with these people's ideal and not with a real desire to make money. Because at this point, you're unlikely to, I think. They might be right, but I'm behind them conceptually more than anything. I want to hold this stock so that these bastards can't fucking cover their shorts, so that they have to pay their debts. That's what I want to do. And this This mess is going to continue to happen as regulators step in and try to fucking shield these companies from going down. It's going to happen when these brokerage companies can't handle the traffic they're receiving or all their new users. It's going to happen as Reddit decides to crack down on people and Discord decides to crack down on people. Believe me, whatever's happening in my Discord is far worse than whatever's happening in their Discord, yet they shut that bitch down. They shut it down. Like that. Huge Discord with millions of people just shut down. And then the fucking share price dropped. And then they shut the Reddit thread down for half an hour because the mods weren't able to police it properly enough. So they went and they talked with like Reddit fucking execs and figured out how they need to deal with that. It went down because people are getting scared. That's what's happening. They're getting scared of this, and they should be scared. This is fucking terrifying. If you have any amount of money that you care about in here, it's terrifying. It's fucking terrifying. So don't care about any money you put in there. That is fucking golden rule. Is it down? Is it down right now? I don't think it is. Let's find out. Let's hope that all of my websites are appropriate. Here are Wall Street's bets. Let's check. Oh, that's not a good sign when you see that spinning thing. Hold on. If it got taken down, it happened last night, and they survived. They held through it. In fact, it was magical. It was down. It went down like $100, and then it started just going back up. And nobody was communicating with anybody. None of them were supporting each other and saying that they weren't going to sell their stock, which is what they do constantly. That's all you see in these mega threads. And by the way, this is not down. It's up. Oh, it's very up. I'm not a member of this shit, but I will look at it. And in here, you can see everybody's having their fucking positive attitudes, and they are really angry about all of the outside influences that are happening here that are not buying and selling just regular trades. That's what it should be. It should be them versus the banks with with fair and equal ability to trade and sell. That buy and sell. That's what it should be. That's not what's happening. They're under attack right now by people that are far more powerful than them, but yet they are also combined far more powerful than the people who are fucking with them. And there are 4.8 million of these people, and then all the people like me who don't join their Reddit and don't post and don't do any of that shit. Those people are also fucking doing this too. It's a huge amount of people. And it's all on this GameStop stock, and it's hilarious because GameStop again should be able to go ahead and inject capital into their business with this if they're smart. So hopefully they are slowly doing that. Yeah, I know it's BS, dude. I know. It's fucking horseshit. What you're seeing right now happen to your ability to trade this is horseshit. So if you're with these guys, here's my advice, okay? And this is real solid advice. If you're with these guys, take the money you're willing to throw completely away into the wishing well, because that's all it is, and put it in there and don't worry about it. Don't get stressed out about the fact that it's frozen or that people are being restricted from doing things. Just do what you're going to do and just leave it. Because that's what this movement is trying to do. It's trying to get people to hold the stock so that there are no shares available for the short sellers to cover. That's what they're doing. And it's working. It's just like the Wolf of Wall Street. It's the same thing. If you want to be a part of that, throw your money away and do that. You will possibly lose it because what's happening is they are doing everything in their gigantic billion-dollar power to get someone in the government to make it illegal, to suspend trades for 30 days, to do anything to make it so that the only direction that that stock can go is down. And they're going to do it outside of clean tactics. It is going to be dirty. It's going to be dirty beyond reason. So if you want to be a part of it and not fucking shit yourself like poor Maddie over there is doing, is you just get it in there and you leave it. You notice I haven't gone and clicked on the stock price during this. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. I already made $12,000. I'm done fucking making a bunch of money. Now I've just put my little tithe or what the Mormons call like your 10% of your earnings or whatever it is. I've tipped these guys for doing what they've done. I've set my shares that I won't allow the hedge funds to have. There's 10 of them. I have 10 shares that they can't touch. And Bitcoin is fucking vapor. Don't fucking trade that shit. There is no fucking man to go after with Bitcoin. Bitcoin's just fucking nothing. You all are going to lose your money. That's horrible. Don't do that. Be really fucking careful with Bitcoin. It's very similar because this thing isn't worth what it is, but we've got all that debt on the other side of it. There's all that debt. There's so much debt on the other side of this that it is worth what it is. The reason it's holding at the price that it's holding is because there are fucking companies that are billions of dollars of debt over it. And that debt has to be paid legally. It has to be paid, and they're doing anything. Oh, hey, fucking ByteBinge is gonna fucking come on in. Let's get ByteBinge on the line. ByteBinge is on the other side of this, and so he's gonna argue for the hedge funds. This is a great stream. Hey, ByteBinge, how you doing?
Hey, it's pretty good. How about you?
I'm doing great. I'm very happy to be able to witness history happen here.
Yeah.
One way or the other. This is fucking incredible.
Yeah, I just wish because I actually had an opportunity, I think, to pretty much get out even at that dip or slightly
Yeah,
up.
you could have sold your options here, but they froze trading of the stock. Did they freeze trading of the options?
I doubt it. I mean, a lot of times you could trade the options even though the stock is
Yeah,
frozen. It
normally they
just
don't stream they don't do that. Yeah, normally.
my limit orders were not low enough though. I saw some people asking for crazy prices and I just followed suit because it was frozen. I'm like maybe there's a giant collapse, so I asked for more, trying to get for a payout, which I
Yeah, you
shouldn't
shouldn't
have
have
done.
gone it. That was greedy. At this point, you're up against forces that are trying to make you lose all $3,000. So I'd have just
But I
gotten
don't
out
know. I
any
would
way
have had to have been
possible.
really fast though. I would have had to have the perfect like orders already in to get my money back. But it would have worked. That's the thing. I mean, even hitting it, it's frustrating to not have executed it. But it's still, I have to think about. Well, still at least it got there, and
So
hopefully it gets there again.
we're leveled out here at this point here with a slight loss compared to yesterday. And again, I've been telling everybody what this movement's about, and then how you like, I can't advise you anymore. I can't fucking stress this enough. I can't advise you anymore not to trade like I was trading before. Don't do the 5% thing now. That's not safe anymore. It's not. This is jacked. So my safe trading method works for other stocks. Stocks that are not being uh, having a short trader attack going on it. This is crazy, and these institutions are fighting these people. So now at this point, I'm out of playing the swing trade game, which I'm very good at, and I'm into playing the I'm done with GameStop except for my 10 shares thing. And I'm gonna let this thing goes down to 85 and Byte gets his money, then there it is. Byte gets
Yeah,
his
my
money.
orders are in. My orders are in. My orders go through, I make like a couple $100. But I had crazy limit orders because I didn't know what was happening. It seemed like it was plummeting.
It was. It
And
was plummeting. What was happening is that these trading companies, like E-Trade and Robinhood, were crashing. They weren't even letting regular investors get in, and the Robinhood won't let anybody buy the stock anymore, but they can sell it. They quit dealing in it because Robinhood has a 30% interest in the short trades, which are continuing to become more expensive. So that Citron Capital is the company that gave other companies money to loan to try to cover these short margin requirements. As in, there's a bunch of federal requirements about these loans that mean you have to make these calls eventually, or you do end up getting required to pay, and you end up requiring that you pay more than you might even have, and you wind up in debt. Some of the other concerns are that these people will not have enough capital to pay the shorts off, and when it does finally come in and they have that debt, that they will just declare bankruptcy and the money will evaporate because they won't have the money to pay. They'll pay everything they have, and then the rest of it will just go where it goes. So this is just a look and see situation for most people. If you've got money to throw away, you can go ahead and put it in there and support the movement. If you're stupid, you could short it, and if you're smart, you stay away from it, honestly. And I'm not gonna put another dime into this, no matter what happens.
Let me just. I want to say
Leaving.
one thing. If you do short it, you should short it into like the middle of next month. Don't do any kind of shorting. If you do
Oh
it,
God,
it's
that's
got
a
to be like
good.
a month and a half
Oh yeah,
out.
yeah, that's true. I don't think these guys can last much longer than 2 months. Don't
Yeah. So
forget
if
to
so,
bite
do not do like what I'm trying to say. Though, if you do short, don't make the mistake I did.
bite
Do
their
it like
tongue.
mid March. Do like mid March
There
shorting. He says more, but at least mid
there are
March.
people in the SEC right now that are trying to freeze trading completely for 30 days. When that happens, all the short people are also going to have frozen trades, and all of the fucking option holders are going to be fucked, and all of the long holders are going to have to hold long, and it's just going to come back in 30 days later at the same price with the same debt and the same people holding them. Nothing will change. The situation won't change. It'll just prolong this. And also, a lot of those people are just going to find other targets and be even more aggressive and be even more crazy with other stocks. And the market's going to start to have, like, other issues involved.
Well, Maddie's asking if you specifically think the mid March put option people are going to fail.
Yes, I do. I think the mid March. Wait, no, I don't. I don't think they're going to fail. I think it's quite possible they will succeed. I think that all of the squeeze will happen before then, unless regulators try to get involved. So that doesn't mean that I think you should short against this. This is something that's
Just
historic and
saying,
unprecedented.
if you did,
Yeah,
do
if you
not
did,
do
do not do
short
it
term.
short term right now. That's the bad call. Poor Bite's got on the edge of his seat right now, trying to see if he can get his money back. He almost got it back right
I
here.
should, yeah, it's my own greedy
He
fault. I
almost
thought
got it back.
maybe it was going to go even lower, and I had really low,
I
or
I've
I
been
guess high
I've been
limit orders.
following the thread for too long last night. I understand the mentality of these people, and they're not going to give up. That's not going to happen. So this is just dangerous, and you shouldn't touch it. And if you do touch it, it should be a throwaway in support of these people, or it should be a throwaway in support of the hedge funds, because that's what you're doing. You're throwing it away either way. That's the kind of gamble this is. It's all or nothing. And that's where it's at. And I don't. There's no way though, if you follow my method here, that you're getting anything. This is jacked. You're jacked if you follow my method. So don't do it anymore. I think I told you that yesterday. Thank God to not do that. So it's not my fault. But don't do that. That method works. It's a very good method. But not now. This is fucked. Uh, but anyway, uh, let's look at the other stocks I've got a little bit and see what. Oh, is it froze again? No, it's not. It's holding where it's at. Very nice. Let's get that website up. That's the wrong website. Let's get this website. There's those bets. Here they are. We down to 265 to 277. And guess who doesn't care? Me. Because that shit's long. Today, I am up $700. And I also cashed out an obscene amount of gains as well into permanent ones. So you can see the account is at 60K and a little more, which is significantly higher than the 53K or so I think that I showed it to you guys at last time. So very good. Let's look at the old portfolio here. And here's what I'm invested in right now. So again, most of my money is not in GameStop. How much money in GameStop? $2,700 out of my fortune is in GameStop. So that's the amount of support they get. And I don't care that I went down 5%. I'm not selling it. That's my rule. Rule is to sell it right now. I'm not selling it. It's not what we're doing with this. We're seeing if this works. I want to know whose side of history this is going to go for. Right? Yeah, you did. It's on the previous stream, okay? So if you go to the previous stream, you can look at a day trading method that I use that works really well, but it only works well for stocks that are not part of giant historic movements. So, like, don't do that with this stock now. Seriously. But anyway, the 3D printing stocks, for the most part, have gone down today, some of them extraordinarily. These have been very volatile, and I do not understand why. But anyway, they've been down a bit, and they'll go down and up. I don't have much in them at the moment, but there's a little bit. And then here's what's going well. The 24K I put into Johnson & Johnson at the beginning of the week has done very well. And so that has given me a solid $1,000 out of that. And we're just going to keep rolling with it. Amazon's a solid pick, and it's 2% up from when that got bought. It's only one share, but still, it's worth doing. This one's a 3D printing stock that is still down also. Some of the 3D printing stocks are up a ton. So I really don't know why those are going in such odd directions. It doesn't even make sense to me. Carnival is up 4%. That's great. I've been buying Carnival periodically as it goes down because it's just too low. And I also think it's a great target for these Wall Street bet people because it's getting shorted. So uh, it possibly could end up being one of their targets. Now, the big thing I want to talk about today is what happened to American Airlines, which you know me. Oh, do you know me? Yeah, you do. What's the stock to invest in? Airlines. That's right. That's what I said. That's what I said. And I definitely meant it. Let's look at this bitch. Look what happened to this. This bitch, it doesn't even make, it's not even showing it. There it is. It's not even, it doesn't show it. I hate this fucking graph. I hate it. I'm done with this bullshit.
Maddie was asking, do I invest in Bitcoin? No,
No, you don't. I've already said that 1,000 times. Do not do
no,
that.
no. He was asking me specifically.
Oh, do you? Yeah,
No.
you don't. Yeah, crypto's not my thing, and not yours either. All right, so let's look at the pre-market activity on AAL. And if I have to, I'm just going to show you my orders. What in the hell? Okay, this shit went up to $31 from $15 today. All right? That is fucking ridiculous. And it wasn't instigated by the Wall Street bet folks. It was instigated by an earnings report that caused a frenzy of activity. And they beat their earnings and their losses. They beat their expectations by a ton. Okay? So I was there checking things out. And I saw this happen in the pre-market with this fucking American Airlines. And I got orders in for that bitch that fucking set my positions up 50%. Let me show you where those fucking orders are at. If I can see them. If I'm allowed to see them. This site didn't even work. It didn't even work this morning. It was so fucked. I was not even trading GameStop. I was trading American. And it was fucked. Anyway, let me show you what I did. Orders. Orders. What the fuck are the orders? I do this on my phone normally. Trading. Orders. There they are. Here's my history. Come on in. Where's the orders? All right. Is it shutting down the site again? Is that what's going on? I could. There we go. Um, why am I only seeing two? Oh, it's open. Okay, so let's set this to uh, AA, and let's set this for the last, like, around here.
So let me ask you one. I'm sorry to go back to
It's
GameStop, but
okay.
do you think that the actual like running of the company will be improved by their
Yes.
stock price going up? Do you think that like there'll be no motivation for execs? They'll look at it like you would, like I could just cash out and
Well, they
retire,
all
and they're going to
did.
be
They did. You
interested
can
in
see.
long term.
Let's take a look at the executives. We will do that. We'll look at the executives who sold out, and I don't think executives are important to companies. I don't. They can be important. Some of them will make some good decisions and all of that. But in reality, the people inside the company make the company. And unless the executive is dirty and like rotten and does things like deceiving, uh, unless they're liars, they don't have much really that they do. I've known tons of executives, and I gotta be careful now. Some of the executives I know were dirty. Some of them are clean as a whistle. The best thing you can be as an executive is clean. If you're clean and you don't lie about your financials and stuff, then that's all an executive needs to be. It sucks that they get paid so much to be not immoral. But let's look at these executed orders. Oh, it's not letting me. Symbols AL. Okay. Here's all my AAL transactions. Okay. So I bought this bitch several times. I don't know where it would be a buy. All these buys here happened, uh, and then I sold, and then I bought 300 more. So the 300 I bought were at 15 here. I've been avoiding market dips, and so sometimes I manage the airlines because I know there's going to be a problem. So I avoid that stuff. But this morning when I saw the price go up to $30, I executed that sell in extended hours, and I got fucking $3,000. Bam, just like that. And this is the kind of shit that I'm going to do over and over again with these airlines because airlines are worth more than the money that they are currently valued at. Everybody flies, and the government will bail the fuck out of them if they don't fly. So, this is the safest bet still, in my opinion, that you can make in the pandemic. You should not buy it at an inflated price like this. I don't know what happened. People thought, oh, we're pre pandemic again. And they went pre pandemic. $30 is what American Airlines cost before this horseshit started. That was the goal, to triple my money and get it back to pandemic levels, not pre-pandemic levels. See, that would be triple of 1304, which is when this shit was, it was 11 when I made my first purchases. And I've been climbing that bitch up. And I cashed that out. I don't have any American Airlines right now. I probably should buy some. Uh, it's getting closer to a reasonable place. Let's look at GameStop really quick and see the executives. It's gone down again. Do I care? Nope. Don't care. I made enough money to cover this in American Airlines today in one transaction. I do not care. This money belongs to the Reddit trolls. The insider activity. If you click here, you can see all of the people who've made sales and when they did who have actual insider relationships to the company. The director of the company made this sale. The director of the company made this sale. A director of the company made this sale. And you can see them, how much they sold and how many they still have. And so, of course, they are interested in these trolls keeping the stock price high. They sold these at very inflated levels, but they're not selling their giant amount right now. They might be behind these guys saying, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to let it go. I don't know if they're doing capital injection instead or what they're doing. And I don't know if there's some sort of law that they have to follow to not do it either. I mean, I would have a lawyer before I sold this stock if I was an insider. Just because who knows what kind of bullshit they could be pulled on them. But these are the insider trades. It's open, it's on the record, it's illegal if they don't do those on the record. Insider trading is a very serious crime. Martha Stewart can tell you all about how stretched her asshole became during her time period in the federal penitentiary. So,
I think we should all be able to see the Reddit accounts of all these executives.
the Reddit accounts. They might have them. I don't think if they did have Reddit accounts, man, if one of these guys is deep fucking Valve, if that's this one, then I don't even know what to say. Because this is
No,
about
I'm
the.
just saying if one of them was a secret member of that group and one of the high-ranking ones, you know what I
That
mean?
would be
Like he has
deep
an
fucking
alias
Valve.
and he's
That's
in
what
that
I'm saying.
Reddit group and
Deep,
he's egging them on.
deep fucking Valve was the start. He YOLO'd this thing for 50,000 shares at $2 a share. And this person has 50,000 shares. It could have been them. It probably isn't because it didn't have an employee account. The thing about Reddit and employee accounts, employee stock is given through EPPs. So the way that the screens look on E-Trade are different. It turns out that Deep fucking Valve uses E-Trade. So his screens don't look like the screens of an insider trader. I know because I have insider trader screens and I know what they look like because I've got insider trader screens and I have to declare the insider trades that are done and they're different and they have different cost bases, they get taxed differently and it's a big mess because part of it comes from the salary that you get when you get employed wherever you are employed, which I can't tell you. I'm certainly not going to make that public. So anyway, in the state that it's in right now, going up and down and all that, these are the executives and these are the stakes that they've got. Cohen Ryan, who has talked about many times, with his 9,000 shares here, cashed out a good amount of these things at a low amount. They talk about this guy too, quite a bit. The biggest amount of shares that was traded was this this 17 mil right here. Cohen Ryan purchased shares, so he's gained money. That's why he's talked about as a hero in this group. But this one right here, this guy, he sold the most. He has profited the most as a executive of GameStop. Wolf Kurt James, currently worth at least $17 million. It's ridiculous. So I'm going to now read through a little bit of this chat and see if I can answer some of these questions. And I'm going to go back to the old thing. But anyway, my point is, we're not done with those airlines yet. Hell no, we are not. And they don't need to be manipulated to succeed. That's the difference. The government will manipulate for us by bailing them out if they fail. So that is how that's going to work. Let's see. How do I know what to invest in? Thunderlove. You establish an E-Trade account. Find a company that is undervalued. This is my advice, not the advice of the Reddit people. If you want to find out what to attack shorts, if your goal is to attack shorts, you go on Reddit and find out what they're investing. If your goal is to make money reliably with less risk, you do the math. You go out and you find a stock. So you find like any stock, like an airline, for example. You look at there's a lot of attributes that a stock has. So I want here's an airline. This airline is almost at the correct value, not quite. It spiked in the morning too. They all did, but I got rid of the Americans. It was stupid. So look at all these values here. A lot of this stuff is meaningful. So this is meaningful. This volume, that's how many shares are in existence. If there are 3 shares of the company and each share is $100,000, your company is worth $300,000. And it's split that way. If your company is split 8 million times and the price is $44, your company is worth $44 times that volume of shares publicly. And sometimes there are private parts and public parts. Sometimes they split it up weird. But anyway, that can tell you what the market share of the company is. This is important. This tells how many people are trading it at any given time. Why is it important? Because if this number is low, you might not be able to find a seller at all. Let me show you a horrible stock that has
Well,
no.
the volume isn't the outstanding shares, by the way. I just want to mention. You mean like the outstanding shares would be the value because you said multiply it by the volume. That volume is just the amount of
No, I'm
exchange
sorry,
shares.
I'm sorry. No, it's outstanding shares. That's this one. I'm sorry. Everything I said was wrong. The volume is how much speed it's going with. That's what I said with the average volume. I'm just retarded. So volume is the speed. That's how many trades have been made today. How many trades were made on average for 10 days. So it's how many people are doing the traded. Look at this. Uh, that company is not. I want the limited ones. I want the over-the-counter bullshit one. This is a New York Stock Exchange listing of the same thing. Look at this horrible stock. This stock is awful. All right. The average volume of trades
By the
is
way, you might want to move your portrait to the other side of the screen. We can never see like what the prices of the stock you're looking at because your portrait.
oh, okay, good point. Thank you.
I would just move it to the
That's
right
actually a
side.
really
Should
good
be
idea.
fine.
It's a really good idea. So, anyway, 15 it's 1.5 cents is what this is trading at. The average volume is 4,000 trades a day. So, who know no trades have been made today so far. Like that's where we're looking at this piece of shit. This is a piece of shit. So, this is you can look over there over the counter pink sheet stocks. So, you might see a stock that's over the counter pink sheet. This thing could sell for $5 one time. And then the next thing you look at it, the bid size and the ask size will not be anywhere near it because it only has the orders that are out there showing. So you want to look at these stats. They matter. Even the volume matters, and the shares outstanding matters. This is how many shares there are of. I hate this company. Get out of this company. I want uh, something that I like. How about Cloudflare? Yep, Cloudflare. I like Cloudflare. Yes, I do. Uh, People need web hosting that does not cave into the pressure from big government. This is one of those hosting companies. It's a very big share of the internet here. So I like them. I've had them since their IPO at $15. So this is a very good company. But anyway, uh, you can look at some of these stats, and right now you'll see that this is probably a little overvalued, even though right now it's continuing to go up. We've got their average earnings per share is negative, which means for every share that they've had, they've earned that much money, minus 47 cents uh, over the last 12 months. And so that's not good. They've not been profitable. But the thing is, you don't have to be profitable to be worthwhile either. You could be investing all of those profits into infrastructure instead, or building your business. There's a lot to deal with when it comes to that. These
Is
dividends,
Spotify profitable yet?
God, I don't know. It might be. Let's. Is
I'm
it?
just saying
Is it?
Spotify has been trading at when they don't make any money, make any profit for like a long time.
Yeah. Well, it's very high. Well, again, the price of the stock is it's exactly worth whatever someone else will pay you for it, just like GameStop. That's why doing your due diligence and looking at this shit is a smart thing to do. Figuring out whether or not,
All
like,
right.
look at that. You're right. That's awful. That's four, but it's
Let's
also
see.
the price is
Let's see if they've
huge.
made a
But
profit.
they haven't. Their earnings per share right now is negative.
There, you see, that's what I'm talking about.
That
Yet, look, at people are buying it.
yes, they are. Well, again, there are two reasons to buy a stock. When they become profitable, then this price will go up. If you were in there on the ground floor, it could be better. But you got to think about it. And then this is the dividend. So I make people pay me to buy unprofitable stocks. That's how I work. So if they are if they have an unprofitable stock, they have to pay me to give them a loan essentially to raise their share price. So I expect to see a dividend come out of there. Dividends are paid at a certain rate and they're determined by this. The ex-dividend date is when you have to hold the stock in order to get the dividend. The dividend payable date's when that dividend's paid. You will get the payment even if you sell the stock after the ex-dividend date, and the yield is equal to how many dollars they pay per share. And then you've got all this range shit, which shows the volatility of the stock. How so? This thing has been pretty solid throughout the day, not too much volatility. But in the last year, it has gone up a substantial amount, despite not making a profit, just as Byte Binge so aptly pointed out. So again, I would not. You don't see this on my portfolio. You don't. But right now, if you look at the EPS for Delta or something that I do have on my portfolio, I don't think we're going to be seeing anything great. No, look at that. That's not good. That's not good at all. But that's transparent. And we know exactly why this is happening. And if you look back, and you got to do research to understand this. If you look back at this company and its ability to profit over time, it has been very consistently able to do that. You pay out the ass for your airline tickets. You've been doing it for years. Now you sit at home. That's what's going on with this, which is why I think this is safe, even though this is god awful. This is a bad situation right here, obviously. Now, the
Well, let me
earnings
ask you
report.
this about the airlines, real quick. I mean, what about this thing about how even when people get the COVID vaccine, that there's still going to be mutations of it that might last years from now, which is going to continue to hurt the airline industry.
It could eventually. No, after people get vaccinated, and the COVID continues to be a problem, and they have to make boosters and stuff. Eventually, people are just going to stop staying home. It is going to happen once the disease has reached a lower level of infection rate, which is what it needs to be in order for us to not worry about overloading hospitals and shit. Then people are going to start saying you have to go out there and wear a mask. And right now there are people flying with masks on, and most of them are not getting COVID. So when people feel safer doing that, there are going to be more of them, and it will go back to its regular levels, even if COVID's not fully eradicated. And when it finally goes to the way that polio and typhoid fever or whatever other shit is out there that's not being, I don't think typhoid fever is a good example. Polio is a fantastic example. Um, uh, these diseases that have been essentially wiped off the face of the earth. Uh, Measles is very close. There's still measles, but like these things, people are going onto airplanes without wearing a mask because of measles, even though it's still there. So I see this coming under control this year. I really do. These vaccines against the vast majority of the viruses in the air, they are 95% effective against them. So I see that infection rate getting fucked. And our attacking, uh, the way we're attacking the virus is more aggressive than the way the Reddit trolls are attacking GME, and it will work. I have faith. If it doesn't work, we all wind up being shut-ins and shit, and the people who have money are going to wind up retiring earlier than they thought they did because they end up getting fired from their jobs. So I hope that doesn't come to pass. But if it becomes a full-on, the virus mutated to the point where we can't make vaccines and has become more deadly and has started killing people, which by the way is not in the interest of the virus to kill people. That is not, as a life form or lack of life form, or as a protein that wants to continue to expand and multiply, its best interest is not to kill people. That does not. They'll run out of hosts, and then it will stop existing. So its best way to continue is to become more spreadable and not less spreadable. Dead people make it less spreadable.
Well, from what you're just talking about, I was going to make a point related to that, which is that isn't it true like a lot of diseases throughout history, as it progresses from generation to generation, it becomes less deadly because the more deadly strands kill the host, therefore it doesn't spread as easily
Yes,
as ones that prolong your death or you don't
absolutely.
die from.
You got it. That's basically Darwin's theory of evolution on a micro scale, and it works. That's what happens. And they anything becoming all the COVID that killed people for the most part. I mean, except for the doctors have to take care of them. They're going to be vaccinated soon. Those dead people are not spreading the disease. They get thrown into the ground and they're done with. And whatever happens to them, they know. Those dead people know what happens when they're dead. I don't know. Uh, so at least they know that. And AIDS is a great example too. AIDS is a fantastic example, Deadware. And AIDS is AIDS though. And Maddie's mentioning that United Airlines is requiring vaccines for their employees. That's interesting. That's one of the. I'm. Yeah, that's something that an employer has the right to do, and that's it's just that's something employers have pretty much the right to do anything in a free society. So uh, it's just how it works. Luckily, we're not completely free in the end. You know, employers can't do some things, like basing hiring on the discrimination of race or gender or any of that. All that's illegal. Every HR department in the world knows what's illegal and what isn't. But it's pretty legal to require certain medical things, especially for the medical industry. I know I've had to sign some waivers and shit that I did not want to sign. And by the way, those contracts are done. They've changed since the vaccine came through. It's lunchtime, Eileen. Sorry. All right. Anyway, I'm gonna have to close this up because people are frothing at the mouth out there at my job. So,
So one quick
and
question though, what do you think about people who do meetings that start at 12 or 12:30?
those people,
They're calling you.
yeah, those people are calling me. Well, one is fine. Those people don't get me to come to their meetings because I eat lunch. So, and if they do schedule a meeting ahead of time in that place, I just put my lunch block in a different spot. These people on this stream know that very well. So, I take my lunch if I can, and if I get absolutely effed out of it, I end up getting the time back some other time. Sometimes there's emergencies. I doubt this is an emergency. So, anyway, um, if it's an emergency, there would be something else happening on that computer screen along with that call.
But I'm just trying to say, you must be a really important person in a company if you feel like you're so full of yourself. You're like, I could just schedule something at 12 or 12:30. People have to come. I'm important.
No, no, really unimportant people do that too. Tons of
Okay,
them.
all right.
It does not. It requires arrogance, not importance. So
Okay, I
like,
got you.
anyway, I gotta fucking go, guys, because it is coming right on that time, and I don't want to be actually ignoring people. All right, see you soon.
All right, see you.